Well, the two things that I kept preaching, in the second half came back to bite us in the end, which was get a stop and get the first rebound. If you get the first rebound, you'll be champions. And for some odd reason, we couldn't get that first rebound, and that's what came back to bite us. And then late in the game, I think we kind of got tight a little bit. Had a couple guys in some situations where they were not used to being in, and I just want the guys to just know that I'm just so proud of them, man. It's a game of basketball, it's not life. They didn't fail at life. They had a great season. They brought the city together today. Even though the building was packed, not everybody was here to see them win today. But, I want them to know I'm proud of them. For Brand and Ty and Kyle, it's over for them. We'll meet next week and have exit interviews and see what's the next step.
I mean, what was the message to the guys in the locker room after the loss?
You got to pay attention to detail, because the small details are the ones that cost us the game tonight. Simple getting the first rebound. We felt like Best was tired, early in that third quarter. And for some reason, the ball kept rolling around, coming off the rim, and we weren't coming up with it. And that's a problem. We got to be able to scramble and get the ball and things like that. But I have no problem taking the blame for the loss today, because those young men gave me everything they had. We've only been on this side of the coin 3 times this year. So they had a great season. We accomplished every goal except this ultimate goal that we just tried to accomplish. So, man, I'm just so proud of them, man. This is one obstacle in the journey that they ran. They got to understand that we're playing a game. There were only 2 things going to happen today. We were going to win or we were going to lose. And clearly we didn't do the little things enough today to be on the right side.
Was that you're up by 11? Is that you're doing all those little things and then it just started to, you stopped doing it and they started doing it a little bit more?
Yeah, we were doing all the little things at first, and then we got the lead. And then for some reason we kind of got sloppy. The run was unbelievable today. Chase was good. Brand was doing everything was going pretty good, and I just think we got kind of tight, as we got down to the end. And sometimes that's expected from young guys. Like I said, I got to do a better job. I put them in situations earlier where I thought we would be prepared for situations like this, but we got in a little bit of foul trouble. I think Ronaldo kind of got a little bit timid with his foul trouble a little bit, and that probably kind of came back to haunt us. But man, I'm just so proud of these guys, man. Just doing everything that they did from day one, and to be here, like I told them today, nobody else has a game tomorrow. This is it. We played on the last day. So, that's a great Best Academy team. Congratulations to them, and we'll get back to work in a couple days.
You talk about simple things, free throws. Y'all struggled at the line at times. Y'all struggled with some close-in, high-percentage shots that y'all usually finish. You couldn't finish, which, when you look at certain numbers in the shot chart, that's going to be kind of depressing to look at.
Yeah, free throws, rebounding, and then when you look at them early on and early in the third quarter, they were either getting a layup or free throws. That's the only way they were scoring. Like, the defense was fine, but when they missed, we wasn't getting the rebound. And then we went to sleep a couple times, we hadn't gave up a 3 all game, then we gave up 2 threes. So we just got to pay a little bit more attention to detail, And like I said, that was the last game of the season, so they won't be able to bounce back this year, but they'll bounce back in life. They'll be able to do that, because that's what I prepare them for as well. It's way bigger than this basketball thing, So we got to jump back in the books, get back in class, make sure we regroup, make sure we get them 3.9s and 4.0s and things like that, get them rolling again, and we'll be ready for next year.
Talk about CJ. I mean, he looked like he had a hell of a game going into this. And how do you think he handled the moment? Like, even with the younger players too, how do you think they handled the moment?
I mean, he handled it outstanding. I mean, he was clearly the best player on the floor today. He was very fearless from start to finish. I just think if we make a free throw here, get a stop there, it's a totally different outcome. But like I tell you, that's why we do this. We play this for the unusual outcomes to know we don't know what's going to happen. But we have to strategize and do the things that we're supposed to do, which is block out, rebound the ball, and defend. We do those things, then this game is not even close. But the fact that we didn't do those things at the end, that's what made it become a game.
Just about bouncing back in life, and all of these guys will be back, not all of them, but a few of them are going to be returning. So for you, does it kind of give you confidence that they're going to take in this moment and maybe even apply it to the experience, you think?
Oh yeah, it's one of the moments that we had early in the year. We lost a regular season game, and everybody was crying. It was like game 7 or something, and I'm looking at them like, uh-oh, this is a great sign. I didn't really say anything, but I'm thinking, okay, now we got something special. It was a regular season game, and for us to come out, and the young men are devastated because we poured all of we've neglected our families and been away from our families. We were even at a hotel last night, to get away from distractions. So this is a long process. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this and things like that. And I'm just so proud of everything that we've stood for this year, bouncing back from everything that I threw at them. They've done a great job. And man, I'm just so proud of them. And Southwest is back. We'll stay back and we'll continue to do things that we need to do.
You talk about ultimate goals, and even being here was part of it. Talk about playing in this atmosphere. I mean, at one point you guys were very hot. What was it like just playing in this atmosphere and doing the right things?
Man, it was wild. It made me feel like I was back in Storrs, Connecticut again, but I'm back as a coach. So, like I told, man, I just want them to experience, everything that comes along with this. Like I told them before the game, you guys deserve every moment that you're getting right now. Relish in it. Enjoy it. It was all on me that I told them they could cut the nets down after we went to the Final Four and we got a fine for it. And quite frankly, I don't care. But to see the smiles on their faces and things like that, because I experienced that as a player, I think they should be able to experience it. I wasn't aware of the rule, and that's fine, but I told them, and every promise that I made to them this year, I stood on it. And I will continue to do that for these young men. I just want to thank the parents. I want to thank everybody in the community for coming out and supporting them and standing behind them. And hopefully they'll continue to do so. Hopefully, we won't hear anything negative about these young men because they are young men. And, hopefully the support was real.
Is that something you got to get across to them, is to look around at the crowd and the noise and realize this is something, the fire marshal shut the doors. That hasn't happened probably since in a long time.
Yeah.
And that was in the first half.
Well, only thing I wanted them to do was enjoy it. This is your moment. I've done everything I could do with the game plan. I put you in position. Now you got to go out there and execute it. That's all you have to do at this point. And I think for the most part they enjoyed it, except for the end right there. Like I said at the end, I think we got a little bit tight, and they'll learn from it. That things are gonna happen to you. In life, you gotta hit it head on, run through that wall. That's how you get the victory.
We talk a lot about the players, but for you, also being here for the first time as a coach, what are you taking from this experience, you think?
Man, just being more responsible. Like I was trying to explain to them, like I can't continue to call timeouts to try to save you. You got to be a player, because the game may come down to the end. I may need a couple timeouts at the end. Even though there were a couple situations where I saved them. So me as a coach, man, I just want to learn from. I'm learning with them, And I just wanted them once again to relish in this environment, enjoy this moment. Go out and do the best you can. No matter what, if you lay it out there on the court, do the best you can. I'm proud of you, and I always will. That was the main message.